party time over here at Horror 365 episode number 24, the Living Dead Weekend Recap, and much, much more. I am your host, the host that covers the most, Jimmy J, alongside with the South Jersey slasher himself, South Jersey Jason. Man, I gotta tell you, Brian, I missed you this weekend, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? You are pumped up, man. Let me tell you, I had 5 cups of coffee, and I'm still like a slug, and you are just like all over the place.
Dude, I'm here, and I gotta tell you, I had 0 caffeine in my system, 0 cocaine, contrary to popular belief. No, okay. Jimmy J is just high off of life, and high off of this weekend, man. We are gonna recap. Well, I guess I'm gonna recap the festivities that went down in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Living Dead Weekend, first one I've ever attended, second convention I've ever attended. And on top of that, we're going to talk about some news articles as well as some of our own news. But guys, I got to get right into it, Brian. I got to dive right into this weekend. From beginning to end, it was an experience. All right. It was, for me, second convention I've been to. And, I was expecting honestly a lot more people that, on Friday when I got there, but it was a packed house on Saturday. Friday when I got there, first thing I did was, check in a hotel, and I'm like, damn, I was drained. The ride was long because I'm in New York. And I think I posted a picture on this on Google Maps, New York to PA, and it gave me the option of hitchhiking. I was like, why did they do that? Like, why? Why did they put that little option on it?
Hasn't Google seen a horror movie?
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe that's it. Hey, like the thumbs up and the hitchhiker. Yeah. I'm like, dude, who's going to want to hitchhike 6 hours? I mean, it's not the 70s or 80s anymore. Anyway, I thought it was funny, so I said, I was contemplating that idea, but the time on it, I would get there in like 2 days. I would miss the convention. Anyway, took the car, better option. Got there, checked in the hotel. The only thing I did Friday night was meet up with our buddy, Chris Rowan, Buffalo Bills house, man. It was exciting to see Chris down there. We had a good conversation the first night and second night. And he had his whole setup over there, man. I mean, I just felt like doing Goodbye Horses. I felt like doing the dance, Brian. I was ready to rock and go. It was like right there was a little bit of Shawn Michaels with Goodbye Horses. But he had the magic.
So you mean you were wearing like chaps and like a leather hat?
No, I didn't go that far, man. I mean, I know you and the fans, they want to see it, Brian. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but not this day. It was just a plain white tee and a pair of shorts. I was going comfortable for the ride. So down there, seeing Chris, seeing the whole setup. And how they did this was there was different holes. There was like 4 different holes. So it's a mall. It was inside the Monroeville Mall. There was a setup by the JCPenney side by the elevator. The setup downstairs, it had some chairs, and they had a stage that they set up for whatever panel they were having. And then when you walked in, there was like hole A, B, C, and D. One of the holes upstairs was for the Return of the Living Dead cast, and then downstairs was for everybody else. Different rooms. I mean, it was just a who's who lineup, man, which we'll talk about momentarily. But I did like that way how they set it up because it was organized, Yeah. This section, boom, Day of the Dead cast. This section, boom, Return of the Living Dead cast, and then Dawn of the Dead cast. And then, they had a whole bunch of vendors over there, which, I realized conventions, that's like a staple, man. Like you need your vendors.
Yeah.
And it adds that extra oomph that you need for, the fans, because like when we go there, there's lines most of the time they move pretty quick unless it's, depending on the name that you're going to see. Like if it's a Robert Englund or Jamie Lee Curtis, something like that, the line's going to be God knows how long. Not knocking anybody else, but I'm just saying. So they had, shorter lines for most of the people. So it was relatively easy to see who you wanted to see. But at the same time, like without those vendors there, it's like, what would we do? Right. In the meantime, like, okay, great. I met the person I wanted to meet or the people that I wanted to meet. And it's like, okay, autograph, picture. But, what else am I doing? Waiting for the panel, waiting for something. I mean, you have a lot of experience with conventions. So, tell me about like your experience overall, like with the vendors and the conventions and what they add to it.
Yeah. So I've only gone to Monster Mania and NJ HorrorCon, and usually, depending on how busy it is, we might hit the vendors first just to, kill some time. But I think the last convention we went to, I went to actually in Monster Mania, we got there as soon as it opened. So we hit the celebrities first because there was no lines. And then we did the vendor room at Cherry Hill. There is there's like 3 rooms for vendors. And then going to the big room, there's vendors down that alley. And Irene, that's her favorite part of going to the convention is the vendors and just seeing different artists, whether it's, they're making masks or they're making hockeys or prints or selling VHS. Like, you need to the average horror fan isn't, have a lot of money. So like for me, I might save up 6 months prior, like $20 here, $20 there, because I might spend just as much in for an autograph in the vendors as well when it comes to the day's end. But the trick of the trade is if you go on a Sunday, that's when the vendors drop their prices because they don't want to bring home everything. So they'll sell their stuff, $5 to $10 cheaper.
Dude, I didn't know that. Oh, geez, I should have hit the vendors up before I left on Sunday.
Going across.
Exactly. Thank you, Brian. So, I mean, like, on average, how much would you want to save? How much would a horror fan want to save to go to a convention?
Well, given the fact that the average autograph with a selfie is about $50 to $60, what I do is I look at the lineup and I see who do I really want, because there's guests that might go to that convention all the time, so I might save them for later if there's going to be someone who hardly goes to this convention. So for autographs, I usually save like $200.
Yeah.
10 years ago. And I always tell this story. When I first started going to Monster Mania back in 2012, $100 could get me 5 autographs.
Dude, you know what?
With cell phone pictures.
I was speaking to another gentleman that was there, another fan, and he was saying the same thing. Conventions, they got out of hand, honestly, with the pricing.
But it's not the promoters.
No.
It's just the celebrities raising their prices. Yep. And, I get it because what the biggest pet peeve going to a convention, and you can ask any person that's in line waiting for an autograph, is when you have someone bringing a tub full of things to sign.
Oh,
what they're going to do is sell it on eBay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do they even allow that anymore? I mean, could they sign like whatever they want?
It depends on the artist. Some artists will only personalize, so you can't make a buck off of their name.
Good. I mean, I think that's how it should go, honestly,
for sure,
because if you're going to horror conventions, like, dude, listen, you should be going to see the people that you enjoy watching on the screen, getting their autograph and collecting, not because you want to take it and then sell it online. Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't agree with that.
There are autograph companies that when an actor or actress comes to a convention, they will book them for a private signing. And so if you can't make that convention and you really want this talent's autograph, you can purchase this online, you can get it personalized, or you can send your item in. So that's how I got my most recent autographs, the Johnny Hawk and the John Barenthal from The Punisher, because I was going to go see John Barenthal last year because there was going to be a PopCon coming. Obviously, it got canceled. I love him in Punisher, and I don't know when I'll be able to see him. So I paid, I think it was like $60.
Yeah, that's not bad. And dude, listen, they're worth it. And you know what? Going back to what I just said there, I was thinking about it. You need to get it personalized. And then I was also thinking, okay, wait a minute. If you're not going to take this instantaneously and just sell it online, if you want to like, hey, I'm going to save it for collection, maybe it's an investment. Some people look at it as like, hey, it's an investment, like my retirement fund. I mean, you got to think, maybe this is what some people are thinking. Like, hey, at the end of the day, when I get too old, hey, I can sell all this stuff down the line, they're autographed, and I can make me some money for retirement. I mean, if that's your plan, okay. But like, don't go ahead and just sell it right away online. I mean, that makes no sense. But
and then as far as the vendors are concerned, I usually bring like $100, and what I'll do is I'll walk every vendor to what I want and then come back because I don't want to be impulsive.
Oh man, that is a problem, man. I mean, look, I was looking at myself. I'm like, okay, now they're messing with me. I got 2 arms. She got 2 arms and legs. I mean, we can start selling arms and legs and kidneys over here. I mean, because you know what? You see all the vendors and then you see all the talent. And I'm the kind of person, and you know this, Brian, like I want to go to every vending table. Yeah. I want to support everybody I possibly can. because everybody's in this together and everybody's trying to make a buck. And I understand that. And, that was me. But then I looked at my schedule, okay? And they said, time. I'm like, well, can't be spending too much, man. So I got to, kind of pick and choose. And, I did. I was happy. And I was also, upset a little bit because I did want to see a couple other individuals from the Day of the Dead cast. Terry Alexander was one of them. Okay. Yeah. And I was like, damn, he was right across from Chris too. And I was like, I didn't want to go up to him because, I'm like, hey, what's up? I just want to say hello, but I'm not going to get an autograph or nothing like that because, I was trying to, budget.
Right.
Yeah, you have to budget. You have to do things like that. So, and who's the other gentleman? Not only Terry, Joel Conroy, in the movie. I think was his name McDermott or something. It was in Day of the Dead.
Okay.
He was like alongside with Terry Alexander.
Okay.
That was the other guy.
Who's a cool guest, non-Night of Living Dead? PJ Souls from Halloween. She played one of Laurie's friends that always said totally.
Totally. Oh God, the totally girl, please.
She doesn't have a set price. It's whatever you want to pay her. Well, it was the last time I saw her. But here you go. So I gave her a 50. I forgot, get my money back because I was going to say, give me 30 back. But we got to it talking and I walked away. Totally forgot.
Totally.
And then later on that day, like we're paying for Robert Patrick's autograph. And I'm like, where's my $30? And I'm like, oh, well.
No. And what happened? Do you take cards?
Yeah. No, I had enough for Robert Patrick. I mean, come on. It's a T1000.
Oh, come on. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, have you seen this guy? And if you didn't have enough, he would be looking around the mall for you, wherever you at. Yeah.
Enough, 30th anniversary of Terminator 2 this weekend.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I know. We should have like a T2 episode where we had to recap this one.
Yeah.
But, we'll be back. Maybe with another one. Yeah, it's so funny how you said that, too, because I didn't even realize it was the 30th anniversary this weekend. I got a DVD, one of the holographic one.
Okay, yeah.
Of the just Terminator 2 for one of the vendors. And that vendor, shout out to James Harris, North Carolina. His big toys, collectibles. I think I'm getting this wrong, guys. Sorry if I did, James. But great dude. Him and his wife, met them down there. They're looking to vend at some of our shows. They were asking about
where are they from?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Big Time. I think Big Time Toys and Collectibles. I think that's what the name of it was. They got a Facebook page. I'm going to shoot it over to you. But you want to give them a shout out, man, because they're huge Friday 13 fans, and they seen the CJ event that we had. They were interested as coming as not only vendors, but actually being a part of the event. So I sent them the link and everything. Hopefully they can make it. If not, also Kane Hodder, man. I mean, that announcement, we'll talk about that later on. But what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say we do have one table left for Friday the 13th. The individual that I was saving a spot for, he can't vend, unfortunately. So we do have one spot left.
Okay. I mean, he has a pretty big setup. He's going to have to scale it down like he was saying too.
That's right. You were telling about him. Yes.
Yeah. But he's man, great couple, man. Just talking to him a couple minutes and I could just tell genuine people. So hopefully, I'll let him know. I mean, I forgot exactly how much. Well, we'll talk off air about that. I'll let him know everything, about vending over there. But, going back to prices, Brian, and I'm thinking about it, as now I can say this as an organizer, promoter, okay, everything you have to factor in. So I completely see why the prices have gone up, because if the town are charging more, listen, you got to make money. Everybody has got to make money here. All right. And everybody has to be happy. Fans want to see the talent. Fans are happy. They pay for the talent. Talent gets paid from the promoter. Promoter gets a little change, a little jingle in their pocket. Hey, everybody's happy, man. So you know what? To your point, you cannot blame the promoters. I mean, unless they're charging something like completely insane. Okay. Off the rails.
You know what's a good thing that the cons recently started doing the past couple of years is a couple of days before the event, they'll release the prices for the autographs. So if it's just a photo or you want a combo, that helps out a lot. So I'm on a couple of forums and people ask, well, how much does this person charge? And, we help everyone out so they can budget wisely, but it makes it a lot easier when the promoters do that. And it's usually not until a couple of days before. So it's kind of like a guessing game, but for the new convention goers, average $50, unless you're like Ernie Hudson, who charges like $80 and he would use a Polaroid camera.
What?
him and Lou Ferrigno.
Oh my God.
They would have you use a Polaroid. They have their own Polaroid. I guess because maybe they can sign the back of it. But
Yeah, I mean, but that's cool though. I mean, it's old school. I
it's
like
old
it.
school. And speaking of old school, so I just finished the Ted White biography.
Okay.
And he played Jason in part
Jason
4.
Part 4.
My
Yeah.
favorite Jason. And there was a chapter where it started talking about when he started going to conventions, and he mentioned a convention in New Jersey. I automatically knew which one he was talking about, but he was next to Lou Ferrigno, and he had said that there was these like 3 20-year-olds who were kind of getting cocky with him because like, oh, you're kind of old, you can't be a stunt man and blah blah blah. And Ted's always a gentleman, but he had said that if they had kept it up, he would have taken his jacket off, taken him outside,
What?
how of a stuntman he is. So Lou's like, oh my gosh, I would never have thought that. He's like, Lou, I'm old school. They're supposed to respect my their elders. So Lou's crowd started forming a line that was blocking Ted's table. So Ted's agent put a painter's tape to separate.
Okay.
Because Ted was getting a little upset. Well, and he said to Lou, can you please make sure your promoter keeps everyone on your side? And Lou kind of shrugged him off. Well, Ted went to lunch, came back. Lou had removed the tape.
Oh, man.
Ted got into Lou's face and was like, you done pissed me off now.
Oh, what?
I was like, the Incredible Hulk against Jason.
It's about to go down.
Yeah.
Yo, wow, it almost went down over there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that had to be like...
Lou Ferrigno has that background, has that military background, man.
Lou Ferrigno? No,
I mean, not Lou Ferrigno. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Ted White. Why am I thinking Lou Ferrigno? He's like, Lou? No, he's the Hulk. No, I mean, Lou Ferrigno, obviously bodybuilder, but, Ted White, military background, man. I don't know. That would have been a tough one.
See, and it's the bodybuilders that think they can, put you down, but, they're usually the ones that go down.
You're right. Not a knock to Lou, but yeah, definitely that's usually a lot of times how it goes, which is crazy. But that's a story right there, man. Imagine that would have went down over there. That would have been, I would have got my money's worth without even getting an autograph.
Oh, yeah.
But nowadays, boom, everybody with the camera, it would have been all over. It would have been all over news and everything. But to your point, voice crack there, guys. Sorry. To your point, the lines that seemed to be like a minor issue there too, because the way the holes were, like in the Return of the Living Dead room when I went there on Saturday. I got in there. There was one big line, and I'm like, okay, who's this for? Because there's like multiple people lined up, and I thought it was all the way in the back was Lee. Oh my God. Why can't I say her name?
Leanna Quigley.
Leanna Quigley. Oh my God. God forgive me. Sorry, Leanna. Leanna Quigley in the back. And then right next to her was Miguel Nunez. And then it was John Philbin. And then it was Tom Matthews. So I'm like, okay, where is this line? I was going to see Tom first, what I was trying to do. And anyway, the line was, and I was on that line, it was for a group picture with all of them. I didn't know this. So I'm on the line. I'm like, okay, I'm going to see Tom here. Like, well, what's your name? I said, no, I'm on the list. So anyway, long story short, I end up, paying a little side cash just because I'm in the line. I didn't want to look like a fool. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Let me get a picture with everybody, the whole cast. It was cool though, man. I believe it was Miguel Nunez that called me his personal banker when I walked in there, because I was the only guy on the line with a button up and a blazer. And guys, listen, I'm not trying to be a jerk off. Let me straight up with you. I dress like this because I just want to, look right. I mean, I'm a host. I'm an organizer, man. It's just how I'm used to dressing.
How Ted White says he's representing Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that's why he dresses real nice at the conventions. So,
yeah. I mean, there you go. So it's like, we have a brand here that we're trying to grow. And you know what? I have the same thing, like my own personal brand. You're a part of that as well. So it's like, hey, I want to present myself properly. Anyway, it was cool,
well,
man.
You're not going to find me in a sports jacket.
No, listen, Brian, it's okay because we kind of offset. I want you in a hoodie and stuff like that. I'll be blazer. And then, hey, we'll throw everybody off. One day you'll have the blazer.
We're like the odd couple,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Oscar, you're Felix.
Yeah, dude, listen, it was just, and you're right about that. But, I think that, that moment right there, I guess I got caught up in it. And I got that picture, did a couple little poses. I'm going to show you guys right now on the screen here. And it was fun, man. It was really fun to have the whole, cast in that picture, and then realizing, wow, what I had afterwards. I'm like, all right, it was worth it.
Yeah.
And then I went on to see Miguel Nunez first. And of course, I had to do it, man. I had to bring it back to Friday the 13th part 5. And we was talking. I gotta say this about Miguel right here. And this is not a knock to anybody else. He was the life of the party. Okay.
He looks like he would be, yes.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Okay. I could tell right off the jump, man. This is a guy that, one day, hopefully we could all just hang out with, because he seems like, yeah, exactly. Reminds me of my damn self. But but anyway, just with Miguel, I said, listen, we got to get Ooh Baby going. He's, oh, hell yeah. So we got in there, and then boom, I posted that video up there.
Yes, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
And you seen it, that made right there.
He's got a birthday coming up, August 11th.
Oh, dude. Wow, it's my Uncle Joe's birthday. Yeah, I gotta shoot him a message, maybe getting something out there. Maybe.
Were you like, hey, D-Man, it's Reggie?
No, I didn't do that. I went up to him and I forgot exactly what I said initially, but then, we're talking autograph. I got the picture with him. We had the sunglass pose. And then I said, man, we got to get the Ooh Baby going. He said, oh, hell yeah. And then he did the whole thing. He even remembered the lines, like, afterwards. Is that you, bitch? We didn't get it on the camera, but it was funny, man.
Nice.
Great meeting Miguel. And then also on a side note,
I gotta say, your tones were so melodious too.
Oh, thank you, Brian. You know what? It was hard. It was hard keeping up with Miguel, but I think I did a pretty good job.
I think he's a vampire. Dude
does not age.
No, he does not age.
Looks younger than me. 100%.
He looks really good. Like, I want to know, does he like bathe in the blood of virgins? Like, I think we should get a Leprechaun in Space reunion and get him on.
No, come on with this Leprechaun. He did so many movies. People know from Joanna Man, multiple different movies. Leprechaun in Space? No.
All right, how about picking an old school reunion?
That'll do over Leprechaun in Space. 100%. I can't.
All right, go on. I'm sorry.
No worries, man. So, Miguel was awesome. And also, on a side note, hey, listen, he might even be willing to do an episode on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be great.
And, I told him we organize different events. We got something going on. So shot me some contact info, which was cool. Was happy about that. And then, went on to meet Tom. And I think I had a little bit too much energy for Tom initially in the beginning. Blow him away. Tommy boy. And it was over here booming. I busted out the Jason Lives VHS that I showed everybody last week. And Tom signed it. And I was telling him like my whole plan, because I wanted to have this little promo video, and he's listening, but he's like, again, it's too early. Probably didn't even have the coffee yet.
Yeah.
Come see me later on. Like, I'm all right. In my head, I'm like, all right, look, maybe he's not up for it. It's cool. I understand that. He was professional, man. Straightforward. Great dude also. So then I left that. You were
stalking him a little bit today. I heard you were like in the bushes in the mall, like kind of going like that.
Yeah. I was looking for him. I was like, I was like, where's Tom? Tom, you know what? Because I have to tell him, man, Jason was alive. Yeah. And we'll get to that in a second.
He didn't believe you.
No, he didn't believe me, Brian. No. We're going to show everybody that footage. Yeah. If you didn't see it, you're going to see it now.
Speaking of which, Lauren Marie Taylor commented on it. I was checking the old IG before we got on.
Oh, yeah? What'd she say?
She said, give me 1 second.
I need an agent? No.
No. Hold on. Oh, I got to switch my profile here. She said, oh, sorry. Come on, where's it at? You guys are too much, 100%.
Oh, hey, listen, she commented. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, man, it was just, when I was talking to Chris about it, he's like, dude, nah, man. He's like, come on, if you do that, I mean, that'll be like, it would blow him away. And I said, I'm telling you, Chris, to get it done. All right. So, after that, I gave it some time. We were walking around the mall. Yeah, there was another issue there. ATMs. Okay. Thank God I hit the ATM a little bit earlier. Okay. When I went to go back to hit the ATM again, I guess I should have took out more money. 3 ATMs out of service. Cash.
Oh,
gone.
wow.
Yeah. Luckily, the last one, the sole survivor in a stationery store. And the guy was looking at me, and there was a line. I'm like sweating over here because there's 2 people in front of me. Like, oh my God, they're going to take the rest. I don't have enough. Oh my God.
Card.
Yeah, and exactly. I put the card in. I'm like, please just give me the money I asked for. Don't tell me like there's nothing in it. And it happened before to me. You know, they took the money out, but they didn't give me the money because the ATM ran out. And then obviously the bank reimbursed me. That happened to me before. So I was hoping that didn't happen this time.
Yeah.
And it didn't. But I was like, damn. But that food court down there, okay, I don't know, man. There's something about it. It was just in the corner, in like the cut of the mall downstairs. And it was nice, you know, nice. I don't know, it was weird. It reminded me like an old school, like 80s food court.
That's cool.
Yeah,
my food court's got like maybe two or three stores in there, and that's it.
Oh, no, but they just had, you know, quite a few. Now, I mean, not like overwhelming amount of choices, but I mean, they had your Sarko.
Let me ask you this. At the vendors, did they have a beef jerky vendor?
Dude, no, I didn't see a beef jerky vendor. I mean, they had a lot of vendors. Let's go back to that now.
Curious Goods?
Curious Goods. There you go. Yeah. Curious Goods 666. Mike over there. Some of his work
stuff, man,
is unreal, man.
Yeah.
It really is. It's unreal. I'm like, wow, this guy really, you know, has it together over here, man. So
the light boxes are my favorite.
Yeah. No, seriously. They were awesome, man. And I got you a little something. I'll show you. I don't have it with me right now, but it's a Friday 13th one. It's a box. Friday 13th.
Thank you.
Man. Original. No problem. Come on, man. Co-host. And I know what you got me, right? You got me a picture, an 8x10.
And I went into the archives again and I found you another one. So you're going to get two for the price of one.
I wonder if they would have set you up at the Living Dead convention, because like if people would have seen you trying to sell that photo, they probably would have died on the spot. Okay. Another guy from Kentucky, man. He had dude, Kentucky. He had the biggest setup that I've ever seen. Okay. Just gigantic. It looked like you literally walked into a store. Okay. And I'm like, what the? I said, you travel all over with this? And he's like, again, if it's worth it, man. I mean, he had like sections. It was all the way in the back of, I forgot what hall it was, but I mean, it was incredible, man. I got a card from him as well.
Nice.
He would be willing to do something if it was, again, going to be worth his time and travel. I mean, because his setup alone takes like 6 hours, he said.
My gosh, what is he, like a pop-up store?
Dude, it really is. I mean, they have shelves, like the whole racks and everything.
Wow.
It was crazy, man. And then, you know, who was the other vendor I seen that was cool? I mean, they had mask vendors there. They had another dude that had art, like he drew. But that's where I found, like, he had VHS tapes.
Oh, nice.
And they were selling like 2 for $5. I'm like, what? I grabbed a couple random VHS tapes, like Rocky and, you know, Jurassic Park. I got Bride of Chucky as well, man. So, you know, I got a couple good VHS tapes in there, and just a lot of really good vendors. But, you know, as far as the event itself goes, I like the way that they organized it with the panels. You know, they had the time slots. I felt like it was well done.
Okay.
I forgot the gentleman's name that I requested. He was the admin. I think it was it Kev? It was Kevin Christ. That might have been his name. But if this was the guy, I'm not too sure, that put this together, he did a hell of a job.
What's the admission fee?
The admission fee, I mean, I paid for the weekend pass. It was $40.
That's not
each.
bad.
No,
Okay.
no. So it wasn't bad at all, man. And I think the admission for a day was like 20. It was, dude, it was affordable, man. And you know, I try to look at the prices as well, because we're doing events and I want to make sure that we're, you know, giving the fans, you know, a good price on this if we're doing admission. But, you know, our event is, you know, different than like a convention. And that's what I really seen. Like, and again, I love conventions because it gives you that opportunity. It's like a smorgasbord, my man. And you have everything over there. You know, we had Q&A sessions. We had the vendors. We had the meet and greet signings. You know, and they even had a party, which they were sold out of tickets. That was on Saturday night. It was like a mixer party they had going on from 9 to 11,
nice.
2 hours. But, you know, you got to mingle with some of the talent for 2 hours.
Yeah, some of the conventions, I know like Monster Mania, they usually do it on a Friday night. And I believe that's a separate ticket. It's like a VIP ticket or something like that. I don't think it's included with your Friday pass. And it's the same thing. You get to mingle with the actors or actresses, and there's usually a cake, and whoever the top biller is, they'll have him or her cut the cake and, you know, celebrate. And then like on Saturdays they have the costume contest, whereas I think like NJ HorrorCon, they do their costume contest on Friday nights, if I'm not mistaken, but they don't do like a mixer or anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was cool. I mean, that's cool too, man. Just the fact that you get to hang out with all them. And this is what, like, the experience, going back to like what we're trying to put on, what we're trying to do. But again, with us, it's going to be like, guys, it's going to be more intimate. And again, we'll talk about that later on with the upcoming CJ event and Kane Hodder event next year. But back to the Living Dead weekend, dude. Like I'm telling you, those panels. I sat there for the Return of Living Dead panel they had on Saturday, and the cast was up there, man. It was a good time. Like it was Miguel Nunez, Tarman. That's another thing. Shout out to Tarman,
Nice.
dude. He looks like the Tarman. Like, honestly, not to knock him, man. Like, I could see it. Like, even with the makeup, just the whole face.
Yeah.
And the
So
jaw,
when they did the makeup, they did a life cast of his face to get all his features. So yeah, because as soon as you pointed it out, I was like, oh yeah, there's his smile.
yeah, when he was smiling, like, whoa, there's Tarman. So brains. That's all I heard, man. But he was on. It was him. It was Linnea Quigley. It was Miguel Nunez, Tom Matthews, and John Philman. They were all on the stage, and the fans. It was packed for that panel right there that I was attended. And I found something very interesting out about Miguel, man. I didn't know this.
What's that?
He was actually homeless. He took a bus from where he was residing all the way to California, and he was trying to go to Hollywood, but it took him down to Skid Row. He said it's the worst possible area to be down in LA. And he said that he was eating out of garbage cans. He had lice. He was homeless, and he just swore that he was going to be an actor. And then he did it. He got the call, and I think it was a Return of the Living Dead. Might have been his first one, and then he just took it from there, man. He did whatever he had to do to make it, and I give him a lot of credit for that. And people don't know backstory sometimes. Like
he's got 143 acting credits.
Yeah, dude has a lot of, and it's so crazy. Like he said it too. You never know what's really gonna like stick with the fans. That really gonna do it. Which movie? Like who would have thought? It would have been Return of the Living Dead that would have brought him to a convention. You would have thought it was one of his other movies, but this is where he's making his money off of Return of the Living Dead, off of Friday 13th.
Yeah. And Leprechaun in Space.
No, oh, come on, Brian, get it. I'm going to send you to space. I'm going to talk to my man, Elon Musk. We're going to have something going on over here, buddy.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if he shot Return of the Living Dead first, but that came out the same year as Part 5.
Part 5, 85,
Yeah. So, I'll always forever remember him as Demon with the Jerry curl,
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh.
Someone actually did a disco remix on YouTube between him and, God, what was his girlfriend's name? I think Teresa, but it was really funny.
I seen it because they actually tagged that in the post that I put in the Living Dead weekend page.
Oh, nice.
On the Living Dead weekend page, yeah.
Nice.
So shout out to them as well. So a lot of good feedback from that too, man.
How about cosplayers?
Yeah, I was just going to get into that, man. There was a few. I thought there was going to be more zombies, though, man.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed about that. So there was not enough cosplayers at all. Okay, there should have been, for me, I would have said like maybe 15 to 20 zombies just walking around the mall, or at least that section. Just walking around, just to give it that extra, feel to it.
Yeah.
But they had Suicide. Shout out to Scott. His name was Scott. Okay. Cool dude, man. He had the chain all the way from the
I think I saw that photo. Yeah.
Shout out to him. There was Linnea Quigley cosplayer walking around.
Oh, nice.
There was another zombie. Man, I can't forget his name. I just got him on Facebook now. New dude. I said, oh, dude, I got to take a picture with you. I seen him walking. But yeah, just a lot of cool people that were, a few people that were in costumes. And oh man, was the green? There was a green woman as well. Forgot her name as well. Jesus, I'm bad. I'm bad memorizing. I got to write these things down, guys. I'm sorry about that. But, I'll show you some pictures that we have up here if you watch the video on YouTube, if you're not listening to these melodious tones. Anyway, cosplayers, Brian, that's one thing I think they should have added more. I mean, for me, I would have even paid. Like, hey, guys, come on down. Or maybe not paid, hey, free admission or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Just come on down, dress up. Any cosplayers that want to come down, just to give it that extra feel.
Usually with the conventions, they don't pay cosplayers to come.
Yeah.
It's weird, though. Talking to one convention, when I started getting into this and I'm trying to get my name out, I was like, hey, and I didn't know how the cosplay game worked. Hey, I'm an up-and-coming cosplayer. This is what I've been doing. I was wondering if we could do some kind of networking. And like, oh, well, no, we don't promote cosplayers. But in the same breath, he had professional cosplayers with tables. So I was like,
I mean, maybe they got a table, didn't even know it was a cosplayer, though.
No, because they're promoted as.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was at a local event as the featured guest. And I happened to run into that promoter, actually his wife, and she's like, "Hey, have you ever been to such and such convention?" I'm like, "Yeah," and I talked about doing a little networking, and then they said they don't work with cosplayers. And then she's like, "Oh."
Yeah. That's weird, man. And you know what it is? I mean, just be honest.
Yeah.
That for me. That's the one thing I'm gonna, pride myself on honesty. Like, hey, I'm not gonna come across like a jerk, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I didn't want certain people there, if I have enough, it's not that I never want, anybody. I don't, dislike whatever. Hey, listen, if I'm throwing a show, business is business. You want to come out, I'm not gonna tell you not to come. Who am I to say that? But for cosplayers, like, hey, if I have enough, I'm like, this one we're booked, but I'll keep you in mind for the future.
Right. Right.
And that's something I would do. But I don't know. I just think that they should have had more. They should have more cosplayers in there. Even if you didn't pay them, just give them free admission, something like that. But that was the only, Brian, honestly, the only downfall for me. The only negative. Everything else ran smooth. Okay.
Nice,
even the time where I had to, run up to Tom Matthews. If you guys didn't see, take a look at this. All right, you are Tom. Found you. Listen, Jason's back, man. He's coming to Blairstown. You got to believe me, Tom.
I killed Jason. He's alive. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Believe me.
Get out of here.
He's alive. He's coming to Blairstown. Tom didn't believe me.
No.
Yeah, not one bit. He's like, hey, Jason's dead. I killed Jason. I'm like, Tom, he's alive. You got to believe me. He's coming to Blairstown. They escorted me out, man. That was it.
Yeah, and I have to say, Jimmy, though, when you, have to get these celebrity actors to believe you, and you have to go after them, wear some running shoes.
Yeah, listen, the Calvin Klein specials were not doing it. Okay, I jumped out the car, started running. I was out of breath by the tree. And I'm like, gee, I got to make it to the mall. I got in there and I couldn't run for shit. Straightforward with those shoes on, man. It's like I had high heels on. It's crazy. Well, anyway, they got me out of there quickly. So security was on point that day.
Yeah, they did. I was waiting for that. It kind of reminded me of like when Justin Bieber was trying to get rowdy with like a fan, and his bodyguard picked him up like a little baby. That's what I was looking for.
Exactly, dude. That dude that was with Tom could have definitely did that like this.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't want no problems. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
So so that was that. But hey, listen, once Tom sees that Jason is alive and he's going to be in Blairstown, there has to be a meeting again, man. We have to get Tom and CJ face to face one more time. Okay?
Yeah. Maybe
that's hold no punches, back and forth. Okay? Verbal confrontation between both of us. Hell yeah, I would do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How tall
Jason,
is,
it's me you want. Come on, remember?
How tall is Tom McLaughlin? I'm Tom McLaughlin. Tom Matthews. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of Tom McLaughlin too, man. He's another one that I would definitely want to incorporate with
he's got to be like a little over 6 foot.
Tom Matthews. He's tall. He's about maybe like 6'1". Yeah, like I said, 6'1", 6'2". Gotta be. Okay. And yeah, man. But again, another stand-up guy, except for the fact he didn't believe me, Tom. I'm trying to tell you he's alive, damn it. Is what it is. All right. Well, we'll get him. We'll show him. We'll show him on Friday 13th this year.
Yeah.
But Living Dead weekend, man. I mean, I don't know if this was the first one they did.
Oh no,
I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, this is something that had to be going on for quite some time. As the guys can tell, I am new to the game, so forgive me. Again, second convention I've been to. It's funny too, Brian. Now, my age. Okay, throw it out there. 33, going to be 34, July 19th. Looking at this right now. I loved horror all my life. And this is the first couple of years that I've really been getting involved with it, which is sick. It's sick because I always had that, passion for wrestling, and I was doing a lot of wrestling stuff and other stuff. And now it's like, finally I'm doing what I want to do and enjoy. And this was an enjoyable weekend with the missus. We ate at a spot. Got to tell you too, called Patron. Shout out to Patron Mexican restaurant over there. Okay.
Also get another shot.
Oh no, that too. Shout out to that Patron because the tequila, the margaritas, frozen ones on point, one and done. That's all you needed. Went in there. Okay. Number one, shout out to Umberto, the waiter, for 2 nights in a row. He was, because we went there the second night. We had to do it Friday night and Saturday night, the double header right there, and we just ordered. Like you name it, we ordered it, man. We had shrimp. I had a burrito the size of the plate, man, the size of the table. And dude, it was so cheap. Like our meal the first night came under $70, and that was with a drink each. Okay. And then even the second night was a little bit more because we had 2, and it was just like, dude, it was amazing over there.
You didn't have any enchiladas, though, did you?
I don't know, man. Maybe that's why my stomach was a little rumbling over there. I was running. No, you know what's so funny? After that burrito, man, that night when I got to the hotel, whoo, I felt like singing, whoo, baby, whoo, baby. I was on that bowl, man. It was hurting. And I got to tell you, those buttons were struggling. They were struggling again, man. I told Tom that. I said, man, I got to listen to LBs too, Tom. We were talking about, I said, these buttons are struggling. He started laughing. Yeah, it's, I'm telling you, man, I got, Brian, I don't know what to do. After this weekend, more food. It's just I can't. What else am I gonna eat, man? Brains, baby. Get some brains. Yeah, dude. This was an experience, though, especially throwing something like this in a mall. And they even had the tours go on.
That's cool.
They had. I didn't partake in them, unfortunately, but I seen that the tour guides were all dressed how they were dressed in the Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, very nice. Now, was that included or was that a separate price?
No, I believe there was. I don't know if that was a separate price. Don't quote me on this because I didn't partake in it. It might have been included.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. It might have been like a small fee for that.
Yeah, I could see him doing like maybe $20 or something like that.
I think it was a small fee.
And the mall has undergone major renovations since the filming of Dawn of the Dead. So unfortunately, it doesn't look the way it did when it came out. There's a very good video that Sean Clark does on his YouTube channel. Sean might have been there because he was posted on his Facebook page a couple of days before the event. So you could have walked right by him and not even know, because he kind of he blends in. So, but he does a lot of great, I don't know the name of his YouTube channel off the top of my head, but he does he's a booking agent.
Okay.
And he's got a really sick collection of different horror memorabilia. So he'll do videos of that, or he might do interviews. But what he really does that I love is when like Shout Factory or Scream Factory releases like a horror movie, he has his show called Horror's Hallowed Grounds, where he goes to filming locations. So he actually did one. This is going back to like the mid 90s when this is how far it goes back to the mid 90s.
Wow.
Okay. He did the Living Dead. It was just a tour of the mall. I don't know if it was how it is now, but and this is like 20 years after the film was made, and you could tell like it had extensive renovations.
Yeah, man. You know what? Definitely I could tell, because I actually went on the museum tour. They had the Living Dead Museum up there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And $8 went in there. I got a lot of footage as well. Went through, every room had different rooms, different, props from the movies. There was like the elevator, the original elevator, escalator. Elevator as well. Elevator and escalator stairs. The escalator stairs, the elevator to open up with the zombie. Dude, they had them all there, man. And they also had the mall, how it was, the pictures from like then and now. So, I mean, that was amazing to see, like, even the difference. And also the things that are still similar, in the mall. So, I seen all that, man, dude, that's another thing, another video I got to show you as well. Show everybody on here. The guy was so cool. He's like, hey man, you could film, you could, take pictures, do whatever you want.
Nice.
And that's what I did. Went all the rooms. And then they even had it in the back, the mall. I think it was the Mall of Fame or something like that. They had the handprints. Yeah, man. So I seen Tom Savini. I got a little shot of that. Tom Savini was also in attendance. I didn't see Tom, man. I wanted to see Tom. I want to see Greg Nicotero. I mean, I did see Greg. He came to Tom Matthews' table. I don't want to interrupt him though while he was talking, stuff like that. But I didn't get a chance to like formally meet them, shake their hand, get an autograph picture and stuff. Again, you had to be. It was there for a reason. That'd be,
Yeah.
money was, a little snug here. Look at this. Oh, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Tom Savini's line and Greg Nicosero's line was just, it was out the door at times, man. And,
Yeah.
I knew that was going to be like that. But those two, they're on the list next time for sure. But it was just cool, man. Overall, the whole environment, the fans, they seem like they were just in heaven, in zombie
Right.
heaven over there,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And shout out to one of the fans that were on the line, Eric. Okay, because not a lot of people do this. Remembered his name because I got caught in that line I told you about, and I just said, forget it. I'm going to take the picture with the whole crew. And I came back because there was people waiting on like Tom Matthews' line and stuff like that. So I came back and said, is this Tom Matthews' line? And then Eric said, dude, you were in front of me. So like, even though that line got longer because they were waiting for all the cast to finish those pictures, the guys like held my spot there still. Like I was in front of them. So that was cool, man, because a lot of people like, don't even pay attention, like, forget about you, whatever, just go in the back of the line to the back. But nah, man. So that was cool. Shout out to him there. But the fans seemed like really cool. I think I scared one fan because I was trying to tell him, listen, dude, total strangers. One of them seemed like he was willing to do it. He's like, yeah. And the other one's like, this guy's like a few French fries short of a Happy Meal. I don't know if I'm going to do this here. I'm like, guys, listen, I'm going to go up to Tom, right? It's planned. He knows about it. I'm going to just tell him that Jason's back because I got this event. I just need you guys to drag me out. Like, look at I'm cool, man. I'm like, all right, no problem. Listen, I'm not going to say nothing. Just drag, whatever. But they didn't want to do it. But anyway, overall, either way, the fans were just cool, man. They were all in it, and it was a great weekend, Brian.
Good. Glad you had a good time. I wish I could have been there. It's just things didn't work out for me, especially Thursday with Loki. So, but I'm glad you had a good time. And
thanks, bro. We missed you over there.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, didn't someone recognize you from the show too?
Dude, yeah, there was one fan also from the show. We're like, what the? Like, you're Jimmy J. Yeah, I'm Jimmy J. So that was cool, man. Like always, like I don't get that a lot, but when I do, and
did he say where's the other ruggedly handsome guy?
Of course. I mean, they were looking for you first and foremost. And I'm like, well, Brian's name, but you got me. All right, Jimmy, I'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah. So like in a matter of like two weeks, I think you had two separate people for two different shows recognize you, which is cool.
Dude, exactly. And one of those shows I don't even do anymore. I don't even do the Atlantic City podcast like that anymore. I stopped when COVID and everything, it just got, crazy. And I'm like, I got to put my focus on things that I really want to do. And this is what I really wanted to do after linking up with you, because I couldn't do it by myself. Honestly, man, it's just, I can go to conventions, I can organize events, but to host like a horror show by myself, I need somebody. And knows what they're doing. And, we, of course, shout out to the Just Chill Network, Chill and Killing crew, but that's the crew, that's their thing. And I'm like, I'm not going to try to own their thing. So I would have to have my own separate thing. And this is what we got. Horror 365. This is what we're building over here. And it's something, man, something when the fans just recognize you. Yeah. Which is really, really cool. And it means that we're doing something right, even if it's one person.
I'm looking forward to sharing a table with them in September. I think it's going to be real fun just listening to the banter on the Facebook message, and then of course like listening to the show, which the most recent show I listened to was their Christine episode, and it made me cringe in some parts. I wanted to like give them this but I did see the schedule, and they're reviewing Freddy versus Jason in the fall, so I will be listening closely to that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will, man. You had some choice words for Terminator Travis, I believe, as well. Man.
Although he did a good job with the 5-minute breakdown of Jason Goes to Hell, but I had to like spit out my water when he said that Freddy versus Jason was a good movie. But hey,
wait, hold on a second, Brian. It was a good movie. I know you and I got to go at it because like you know why? Because you're a Jason guy, and I don't knock that. I'm a Jason guy too, but not as much as you.
I mean, like you always said, it brought back a lot of the elements from the older films, but overall, I just did not care for it. We got a cookie cutter version of what we really should have got, and it's like a love-hate. Maybe in 10 years I might revisit and say, yeah, man, it wasn't that bad. Like Jason Goes to Hell. I didn't like it for like 10 years. And then I just watched it and I'm like, it's different. I like it. And that's how it is with people for Halloween Part 3, Friday the 13th Part 5. But you do have like you always had those groups that said, nope, that's like a horrible movie, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's going to be those that are just going to say,
Yeah.
no exceptions. It sucks. I'm not watching it.
But everyone's free to have their opinions. I like getting into debates. That's like the fun part of the horror community, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. Listen, it's all fun, okay?
Yeah.
And that's what I enjoy about like the horror community versus the wrestling community, but we're not going to get into that. Not to knock them, still love my wrestling fans. So this event, though, Brian, the Living Dead weekend, my takeaways from it, okay, I love the fact that they were so organized with the schedule. It was affordable. You had many different options. They gave you options from a whole bunch of different movies. They had a lot of different panels. They had the mixer party. They had everything, you name it. It was in a town that, obviously they're going to do it at Monroeville Mall. It makes sense. But that town has so much around there, man. And one of the other things I want to say, I went to a store called The Exchange over there.
That sounds familiar.
Dude, they had everything you can think of game-wise from back in the day. Nintendo systems, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, like you name it, games like I haven't even seen, and God knows how.
Oh, very nice, yeah.
And I was really contemplating walking out of there with a Nintendo, Mario, and Duck Hunt, okay? And I was really thinking about it, man. I'm like, then Super Mario 3 was there. I'm like, I was like, yes, I can't do it. So I didn't do it. I didn't want to waste it. It was almost all together would have cost me almost $200. I'm like, no, got to be a little frugal right now. But
yeah,
something I definitely want to go back to if I, or when I get back to Monroeville, because they're having this the same location again, dude.
I got the hookup for those retro games, my friend. I got two friends that own two different stores that do retro video games. So I'll always be on the lookout for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. We'll talk off air for sure, man. But yeah, definitely great time. Living Dead weekend, guys. Check them out. Also on Facebook, the Living Dead weekend. Check out the page. You see all the pictures that were up there. I mean, it's a ton up there. Pictures. There's some videos, and mostly, I guess, the videos that I made up there with Miguel and Tom. But yeah, great time, man. So shout out to whoever organized it. I believe it's Kevin Christ. I really believe that's him. He's the admin of the page. So it's probably him. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But hey, shout out to you, sir. One hell of a job. Great weekend in Monroeville. So, Brian, segueing right now. Okay, I want to talk about our event before we get into some news right here. CJ Graham. All right. And this is why I was trying to tell Tom Matthews. He's coming to Blast Town, damn it. All right. You didn't believe me. But yeah, CJ, we're doing something different. It's not like a convention for those that don't know. So we have one talent coming out, CJ. It's going to be signing in costume, out of costume, autographs available. And we're doing a dinner with CJ, very personal. And then after the dinner, Q&A session, followed by the 35th anniversary of Jason Lives watch party. This is something, it's the first time that we're putting something like this together with, I am with a horror talent at least. So this is something very special. It's the first time Horror 365 is hosting an event, period. So again, overall, anybody that's taken a part of this, you are a part of history in the making. Okay. I'm telling you right now. So come on out, check out the tickets at jasonlives.eventbrite.com. It's going to be a hell of a time out there in Blairstown. And I told you, Tom, you're going to see it, buddy. Jason is alive. And when he comes out there and he takes over Blairstown, what are you going to do? I feel like Hulk Hogan now. What you going to do, Tom Matthews, when CJ Graham, Jason, lives in Blairstown, brother? You're going to remember I told you that, and you could have saved people. You could have did it, Tom, but you didn't do it because you didn't believe me. Okay, now I got to call the other Tom, McLaughlin. He has to write something up, write you something to bring you out there, and we're going to get this together. You, that maggot face, and McLaughlin right in the middle. It's going to go down. Oh, yeah. And the gloves are off on this one, buddy. We're going to schedule it. I promise you. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, August 13th. I can't wait. Can't wait, Brian. I know you're excited about this.
Yeah, we are 6 weeks away, and we have been promoting this since, I think, March. And it's almost here. It's like, I feel like I'm going to go to sleep, and tomorrow is going to be August 13th. I'm already thinking of what I'm going to wear. I bought two separate shirts from Gutter Garbs. If you've never gotten a shirt from them, I highly recommend them. They do a lot of different horror franchises, so they will always do flash sales. And then when it comes time for like an anniversary of a movie, they'll release maybe a re-release print that was out of print or a whole brand new one. So I got two Jason Part 6 shirts coming my way, which is really good because I didn't have any Jason Live shirts. So I got one for Thursday to wear and then one for Friday to wear.
Dude, that's awesome. I got to tell you, speaking of which, Gutter Garb, shout out to them. But I had an email today that I didn't even tell you about this. 80s Tees. Guess what?
What's
Our
that?
newest sponsor, my man. 80s
Oh,
Tees. Yeah,
nice.
100%. 80s Tees is on board. They seen the little promo because I sent them a little video. It's going to be posted this week. Little promotional video I did for them. Something short, to the point, because they're going to be sponsoring our event in Atlantic City. And now they're like, hey, listen, I told them we do our podcast. We do a whole bunch of different events. Send them some links. They want to sponsor the podcast. We didn't get into details yet. Yeah, dude, they want to sponsor the podcast. I don't know if they're going to give us like things to give away to fans.
It's a small world because last night I was on Instagram and I saw like one of their sponsored ads on Instagram, and what caught my eye was a hockey mask with a Freddy glove, kind of like, I've seen this design before, but not on a T-shirt. And when I went to the website, I couldn't find it because I wanted to buy it. So that's awesome.
Dude, yeah, and they were like, "Hey, listen, they're gonna talk more tomorrow." Okay, so
Nice.
hopefully we could see like at least maybe we'll have some giveaways for some listeners or something like that. Like,
sure.
we'll work something out with 80s Tees, but that's huge. 80s Tees sponsoring Hard 365.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's off the charts. Hopefully, all we need now is that last Blockbuster because I got them a nice video this week too. I don't think they're gonna do it. I mean, Blockbuster really? Like, how are they? I don't know. They're all the way in Bend, Oregon, and not even over here. But dude, anyway, man, we got some really cool things coming up and some really cool sponsors apparently now, people on board with us. But what about the news going around here, Brian? You said you had some things to talk about.
I got a couple of articles that I got off of bloodydisgusting.com. But before I get into that, you already know this, but we have new artwork that we could put on buttons. We could put it on posters, promotional items. My good friend Bree on Instagram, she is oh crap, it's like
see, you pull a Jimmy J now. Now you forgot.
I always, because I talk to her more on Facebook, but on Instagram she is Undead Art of Zombriez. So it's Undead Art of Zombreez.
Okay.
Yeah, so I met her last year at Smithville. She's a very good artist. And I think I told you the story. I was like looking at her stuff and I'm like, excuse me, you got Freddie, you got Michael. Where the hell's Jason?
Where's Jason?
So because of that, she started doing Jason artwork and actually uses my likeness in cosplay. So she, for her final last year, she created a horror themed board game and used me as one of the, it's like a strictly like, I think there's a board, but it's all cards. I don't know if there's dice involved, but she has like all the horror characters and she's got South Jersey Jason on there. And I probably bought I bought like 3 or 4 pieces off of her in the past year, and she's done some commissions for me. And I said, hey, I have this podcast now. Could you do an artwork of me and my co-host? And I sent her your one photo and I said, this is what he wears.
Oh.
And she got to a T, and she finalized everything last night. So I have the files so that we can use it for whatever.
Show right now to the fans. Right, boom! Look at that. Look at that. The eyes. I'm telling you, she got him. Even down to the blue eyes. It's unreal.
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to Bree.
I told her he has to be wearing his Jordans though.
Oh yeah, you didn't want me with the Calvin Klein special. Like, Jimmy, you got to run. Because I'm chasing you, damn it, I'm chasing.
So yeah, she did a really good job, and it's all digital art, and it's
amazing. Yeah, no, she really did a bang out job with this one. Shout out to Bree. Please follow her. What's her handle?
So on Instagram, it's Undead Art of Zombriez.
Undead Art of Zombriez.
Yeah, BREEZ.
Okay, so BREEZ.
Yeah, she's Jersey, South Jersey, so I always see her at the Smithville art walks and all those good stuff. So if you ever go to Smithville, she's always on the green because there's 2 sections, so she's on the green by the gazebo. So yes. Nice. All right, so I do got some news. Let me just bring that up real quick. All right, Jimmy, do you like arcade?
Oh, I love the arcade.
You like pinballs?
Yeah. Why? Of course.
Did you hear that we are getting an official Halloween licensed pinball machine?
What?
Yeah,
No, come on.
that was
What's going-
announced. That was announced a couple of days ago. It's based off the original 1978.
1978.
Yep. So it's coming from Spooky Pinball. They're getting set to unleash a pinball machine based on John Carpenter's Halloween, and the artwork is out. I shared it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
This is designed by Jason Edmonston, and he wrote on his Facebook page, quote, "I am very proud to help out roll out the project I've been working on a long year and a half for the first time ever, a Halloween pinball. We've had Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't recall ever seeing Friday the 13th pinball machine, but this Halloween one looks really, really good. And the way the pinball machines are out now, like the newer ones,
Yeah.
I lose focus on playing machine because I'm looking at the screen.
You're looking at the screens. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so
yeah.
many things like popping up and in part of the machine now. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm dying to see what they're gonna have that Michael out of the closet.
Yeah, so
They're gonna-
there's no set date, but usually a brand new pinball machine runs anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. So hopefully we'll see it at like Starcade in the Hamilton Mall. Who knows?
Oh, dude, I hope so, man. Because like, dude, Starcade that's the spot, man. Hamilton Mall.
Yeah.
Enjoy my time over there. But yeah, listen, hopefully we see this pinball machine in every arcade. That's huge, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited. As a fan of the arcade, I'm excited about that. I mean, how much would it go to like buy one of those?
$2,000 to $6,000.
Well, folks, we need some funding over here. Please donate to the pinball fund, R365.
All right, and then today, this just happened. This was announced a few hours ago. Richard Donner, director, has passed away at the age of 91. He directed the classic The Omen.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that was like one of the most scariest movies.
That's a
most people
freaky
say.
movie, you know.
Yeah.
Like Damien, it's all for you. So he's gone on to make other classic movies that are not in the horror genre. Two of my favorite, like, of all movies in my top 5, 1978 Superman.
Oh, wow.
And then
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
He went on to do The Goonies. He did
1985.
Scrooge and
88.
all 4 Lethal Weapon movies. And it's sad because, you know, Lethal Weapon 5 was like, it's like in development hell right now. So I don't know if he was a part of that. But he also directed 6 episodes of the original Twilight Zone series, along with 3 episodes of HBO's Tales from the Crypt. One of the episodes he directed in Tales from the Crypt. Do you remember the one where Bobcat Goldthwait has he's like the ventriloquist? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, no, I do remember that one.
Yeah, he directed
He
that.
directed that one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He let's see. He was a producer of the series, and then hold on one second. He also produced movies as well, and he was set to film Superman 2. Because they filmed Superman 1 and 2 back to back, but I think he had some disagreements with the producers, and that's why he did not finish Superman 2, so they brought in another director. But in the mid-2000s, they re-released Superman called the Donner Cut, which was a far superior cut than the ones that was in the theaters. All right.
That's so sad, though, man. But 91, I mean, he lived.
Yeah.
He lived a good life. 91 years old. I mean, God bless him. I mean, it's inevitable, man. We're all going to hit the grave. It's just, it sucks when you hear it.
Yeah. I mean, 91, he lived a long, good life. You know?
Exactly.
So, all right. Do you like movies set in the wilderness where you have to fight against nature?
I mean, like, if it's Predator.
I'm talking about Mother Nature, like the elements in the woods.
I do like the Mother Nature, like 2012. I like that movie, like natural disaster.
I'm talking more about animal elements.
Oh, you mean animal? No, not really.
Okay. What about animals that have sniffed a little bit too much of the devil's dandruff?
What are we talking about here?
All right. So Elizabeth Banks, who for years was an actress, she's been in various films. She directed the most recent Charlie's Angels film. Well, she is set to direct the rip from the headlines thriller Cocaine Bear for Universal.
No,
This
no.
is based on a true story. Okay.
based on a true story.
Yeah. So the movie is inspired by true events that took place in Kentucky in 1985.
Oh, you said enough, Kentucky. No, I'm joking.
The basic gist of the story is that a 175-pound black bear was found dead from an overdose after ingesting massive amounts of cocaine dropped into the woods by a drug smuggler. So this is like one of those it's too good to be true stories. I remember reading about this story, but I never really read into it. So I'm like, well, the drug OD'd from the devil's dandruffs, but maybe this cocaine's going to give him like aggressive issues like Cujo. Like,
Wait a minute. I got to see what he does now on a bear on cocaine.
So, so for casting, we have Kerry Russell, Ray Liotta, Alden Eyrick, O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son, and Jesse Tyler Ferguson. That name, I know that name, but the face is eluding me right now.
Yeah.
So, all right. So a month before it comes out in theaters, Halloween Kills is going to be premiered at the Venice Film Festival.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's going to be September 1st through the 11th. So we'll be getting those reviews.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
a month before. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also going to award Jamie Lee Curtis a Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement.
Oh, dude, she deserves it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie Lee, come on, man. She's the best in the business.
For sure.
Scream Queen wise. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
So she.
All right. You might have heard that we're getting a remake of The Exorcist.
Yep, I heard.
Yeah, it's going to be PG-13.
It's PG-13?
From what I've heard, it's PG-13. But we might be in good hands because it's through Blumhouse, which they're okay.
Yeah, I was hearing this.
However, they have hired Halloween's David Gordon Green to direct. So it could be...
you know what? Yeah, I think because we talked about this on Chill and Killing with The Exorcist.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, and I believe when they did mention that, and that factor added to this now is I think personally it's going to make the movie better. And I think it's a sequel.
And
after
after reading this article,
after the first,
so it hasn't been yet to be confirmed that he is the definitive director, but it took an interesting turn when Blum teased in a new direction for the next Exorcist, liking it to what they've done with John Carpenter's Halloween. So Blum told the site that he thinks the fans are going to be pleasantly surprised of all the skeptics out there, and they had a lot of skeptics about Halloween, and David turned them around, and he thinks he's going to do the same thing with Exorcist. This is no way confirmation of any story direction, but it could be read as Blum teasing a new film that would retcon all the Exorcist sequels, which for the most part, I didn't like part 2. That was a horrible one. Part 3 was decent. I liked it with what they did the storyline. It was basically a direct sequel to the original, kind of ignored part 2. And then we got 2 prequels where the studios were fighting each other. So we had 2 different prequel movies, which I think I own because, I'm a completist. None of them were good.
Of course.
So they're going to retcon all the Exorcist sequels and kickstart a new beginning birthed from the climax of the 1973 masterpiece. No matter, his goal is to appease both new and old audiences, which is a daunting task. Did you watch the TV show that they had a couple years ago?
No, I didn't.
It wasn't bad. It was a follow-up to the original Exorcist, and actually Gina Davis played the Regan McNeil character.
Okay.
And it wasn't bad. They kind of, I wouldn't say closed the door on the story, but where they went in the second season, it didn't follow the first season. It was kind of like an anthology after the first season.
Okay.
And then after the second season, which I thought was good, Fox went up and canceled it. So as of right now, there is no set date for that remake or reboot or re-imaging, whatever you want to say. And that is all the news I have for this week.
Listen, you got some good news out of that and some news that I'm just interested to see how it unfolds. Cocaine and a bear. I mean, this cocaine's one hell of a drug.
Hey,
And
you know
Drake James
what?
said it the best.
You know what, though? People are saying we don't get any original movies. They're all remakes. Well, here we go.
And this is what you get when you want an original film, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because this is what I want. Okay, I'm tired of seeing remakes. So now this is where the mentality is of nowadays, of 2021. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a story about a bear and cocaine.
I don't know.
Where the hell is Stephen King? No,
I don't know if it's going to be like a dark horror type movie. Like, is the bear going to be doing bumps on a log? Like, I don't know.
It's like,
and then he eats boo boo, right? Yogi Bear had boo boo. Yeah, like I don't know, something different. And then I don't think I've watched anything original like over the weekend while you were gone. There is a new Netflix movie that I do want to check out called like Fear Street 1994.
I seen that, man.
Yeah, it's based off of like young adult novels in the tone of like Goosebumps. So 1994 came out this past weekend. It's getting mixed reviews. I'm hearing a lot of people loved it because it brought them back to like the horror of the 90s, and it's a trilogy film. I don't know if it's all connected or if it's like
different years. I think it's like
the next one's like 78, I think, or 76. Netflix just released that trailer, so I'm probably gonna check that out.
Yeah, dude, something different, man. That's what I've been looking for. I've been looking for like new horror content, new content in general to watch, man.
There's I can't find anything. I have all these streaming channels, the Fire Stick, and I spend 2 hours trying to find something. By the time I find something, I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, no, dude, because it's like it is an overwhelmingly like amount of content that they put out, and it's like, okay, what do I want to watch? Because like I'm afraid I'm gonna waste my time. You know, I'm gonna watch this. Okay, it looks all right. Let me watch it. I'm disappointed. Oh, but I could have watched that. And then by the time you decide, dude, like you just said, it's time to go to sleep. Okay, so I kind of like have to see. Okay, are we watching a movie tonight? I'm gonna start planning in the morning what we're watching. It's like, it sounds crazy, guys, but yeah, sometimes that's how it is. But Brian, real quick before we sign out of here, Collector's Corner this week. I want to show you guys right now.
All right.
Boom, boom, and here it is.
Nice.
Miguel Nunez right here. Demon. Woo, baby. That seems to be the theme right now, guys.
Oh, and it came with the protector. Or did
you get one? It came. Oh, nice. It came with the protector. And you know what, man? I got to tell you, like right in the back of this one, which I'm going to show you the picture because it's better for me to just overlay it right now. It's that group picture I told you. I took with the whole cast. So this goes into the archives, folks, with my little collection over here. So a couple things signed, couple cool things I got this weekend, a couple T-shirts as well. Might as well show you one of them right here. Can we see it on the screen? I'm about to get this going again.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Same as the background.
It's glitching a little bit, but yeah.
Same as the background. You see it over there. Boom. Living Dead weekend. A couple cool shirts out of there. And, of course, the video as well. Like I told you, that museum, everything I captured in there, man, I'm going to post that. I'm going to put it all together or whatever. I'm going to post it also on the Horror 365 YouTube channel. So that's something additional. Because only content we really have on our YouTube is the show, which is cool. But, you know, we got to add some other things from time to time.
Yeah, speaking of our YouTube channel, we're getting close to that 100 subscriber mark.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we could still use the URL Horror 365. Maybe not, but hey, if anything, Horror Heads 365 should be available. And you know, speaking of which, if you are a horror head, why don't you just write us, please? Gmail. I think it's horrorhead365 at gmail.com. Horrorheads365 at gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Suggestions, comments. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us Jimmy J's annoying. Tell us Brian just sucks. Friday the 13th horrible. Whatever you want to tell us, you want to insult us, go ahead. Be my guest. I just want to hear feedback is feedback.
Yeah. You know, good, bad. We want the feedback because we want to give out the best show possible because we're all about quality. Speaking of, quantity, 923 more subscribers, we get a plaque. So share our page.
Listen, we need a plaque, man. There's 7-year-olds with plaques. Yes, the only plaque I got is on my teeth. I haven't seen a dentist in a while.
My friend's son is like 7 years old, and he's got a plaque for 1,000 subscribers. But he has a really cool channel. They live in Brussels, and he does different types of cooking and sightseeing stuff. For 7 years old, like if he's doing a cooking show, You know,
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. That's going to be the next one right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be the next, what's his name? Gordon Ramsay.
There you go.
Dom DeLuise. Well, anyway, either way, man. If a 7-year-old got a plaque, what are we doing wrong, Brian, here?
I don't know.
We got to step it up. Guys, listen, it's been a blast. Before we sign out of here, I want to ask you, we talked about remakes, right? Zombies. They had so many remakes, okay, because this was the theme right here. We're talking Living Dead weekend. What is it, or what do you think that they can create that could be different in a zombie movie? Like a different kind of zombie movie. Is there anything that you can think of that they could put together to make something new?
Well, they kind of already did in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. They could think, you know, and
That's true.
Talk, like the higher ups.
Yep.
So, you know, I like my traditional zombies where they're just like, yeah. Whereas Irene, she can do it really good. You know, I don't like the newer zombies where they run. I just don't like that. I'm an old school guy. So honestly, and I mean, zombies I love the genre, but it's not like a favorite of mine. So honestly, I can't answer that question in 100% honesty.
Yeah, no. Listen, I appreciate that, man, because I was thinking of it myself. But you're right. You brought up that point, the Army of the Dead. Definitely. They spiced it up, man. It's like a hybrid zombie.
Yeah.
And then they even had like a leader, and they were starting to learn us.
Well, I think what was it, City of the Dead, the one with Dennis Hopper? I think they were starting to do that. Like there was one guy, he was like the mechanic or the gas station attendant who's like real popular in the franchise. I think he started forming a conscience. Obviously, like in Return of the Living Dead, I remember him, you know, part 2, they were answering the phones at the hospital.
Dude, no, even part 1 is like, send more cops. More medics.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think that was where it began. Return of the Living Dead. I mean, you know, if you really think about it, even in that movie, they were running. They were running towards the cop cars.
Oh, you were.
Return of the Living Dead. So this is the genesis of that hybrid zombie.
But I think like Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead, like every zombie movie after that, they're all running at high fast speed,
dude.
Which is scary in a way, you know, because I used to be able to run like those zombies, and now I can't. And every movie like World War Z, and I'm actually watching this new zombie show on Netflix called Black Summer, which is not too bad. It's 2 seasons in, and it's set up like there's like different chapters, and it revolves around one of the cast members, and these zombies are like the Zack Snyder I'm running at you type zombie. It's not that bad.
Yeah, dude, that Dawn of the Dead beginning. I don't know what mall they filmed the remake in. I don't know if it was Monroeville,
California.
Oh, California, yeah.
In the remake, that was
the remake,
California,
2004. But that intro, that opening was off the charts.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, that was the best part of the movie, I think. Was that opening scene. But yeah, Brian, it's been one hell of a weekend. Thank God I'm still living through the Living Dead weekend. It was off the charts, man. Again, big shout out to everybody who organized that event. Brian, all the listeners here, they know where they can follow us right now on Instagram at horror365, baby. I believe 365 on IG, and of course on Facebook at horrorheads365. This has been a blast, this episode. Next week, stay tuned. Jim Ingram, J3 Constance, coming on the show. We're going to be talking to Jim next week, and we have possibly another announcement for you next week. A big one, folks, added to, well, matter of fact, Brian, we might as well just tell them now, because it's out. It's out there right now. Why are we waiting next week? Oh, God, here we go. Kane Hodder. Jason Takes Bethlehem. Hell is coming to Bethlehem. January 29th, it's going down hard. Is God. Go to jasontakespa.eventbrite.com. January 29th, Bethlehem, PA, at the Event Center at Blue. It's all going down. Same thing, same format with CJ. Meet and greet. We're talking dinner, movie. I don't know which movie, though, Brian. We're going to leave it up to the fans, okay? I don't want to get crucified for this one. I don't want to have Jason Goes to Hell and they want to put me in hell and bury me. So, Jason Goes to Hell, The New Blood, Jason Takes Manhattan. It's up to you guys. We're going to take a vote, okay? And we'll see what we're going to be watching on the big screen over there. And, of course, dinner, Q&A, like I said, with Kane Hodder. It's all going down. Long ways away. But something to mark down on the calendar. Hey, something you might want to get as a stocking stuff for this Christmas. Okay, check it out.
Early Valentine's gift.
I mean, why not? I mean, come on. A new Valentine's massacre going down in Bethlehem, PA. But yeah, something to look forward to. Check it out. JasonTakesPA.eventbrite.com. But of course, right now, JasonLives.eventbrite.com is our next event, August 13th. Brian, to the horror heads right here. We are signing out. Any last words you want to tell them?
No, just thanks for watching. Continue to share our stuff. You know, we're over 1,000 likes on Facebook, which is awesome.
Dude, I can't believe it. Big shout out to everybody who follows us and likes us. I never give you the floor like that. That's why I want to say, Brian, what do you have to say? Come on.
Well, you put me on the spot. I wasn't even
expecting that. You're waiting for me to conclude.
But no, actually, I should be doing some new photos. I'm trying to do it maybe this weekend to help promote Jason Rising from our friend James Sweet. I got my clothes in from James Ingram, so I'm hoping to snap some photos. And at the end of this month, I'm actually doing professional photo shoots with Miss Meow Michelle from Instagram. So, and that's my first professional photo shoot in 5 months.
Long, right?
5 months, yeah. So,
big shout out to Miss Meow Michelle, James Sweet, Jim Ingram, Dave Brown, Jason West. There's a lot of things going on right now, man.
Yes.
But guys, it's been a blast today. Brian, thank you so much. The South Jersey Slasher himself, and of course yours truly, Jimmy J, the host that covers the most. We are signing out. Now I want to thank each and every one of you for celebrating horror not only in October, but 365. We'll see you next week.